Okay, so here we are, Precision Tour with the Rainways from Municipal. How is the tour going?
It's going wonderful, man. Everyone's getting along. So it's a bunch of two bands we've toured with before, Agnostic Front and Suicidal Tendencies. So we were already friends, and it's just cool to be out with such legends that to support. Yet we are all good friends to begin with.
Yeah, that was very second because like the lineup is crazy this year, like
Yeah.
killer. So how are you feeling about that? Yeah,
It's overwhelming. Yeah, the crowds. Half of them are on stage when we're playing, and Suicidal welcomes on stage. Agnostic Front brings all the girls up on stage, so it's a good time. Everyone's getting along, man. It's a good vibe.
Okay, now let's talk about your new record. You
Yeah.
posted something last week on Facebook, so
Yeah, we just finished recording a new album right before we left, like up until the last day. We've been working on it for quite a while, like working out the songs, and we just took our time. Everyone's freaking out. Like it's been almost 5 years since we had a record, and I think if you're a band that puts a record out every 2 years, people start to expect one, so they get impatient.
yeah.
But trust me, it's worth the wait. We put a lot of time into it, and we got Nick in the band too now, so we got another guitar element happening. So.
Yeah, that was my second question.
I keep answering your next question.
Yeah, fun. It's like I was working with a new guitar player.
Well, Nick and myself play in two other bands together,
Yeah, I know.
Bat and Vulture. So we already have writing chemistry, and most importantly, we're best friends too. So we get along. He's friends with everyone in the band, and adding that little fifth element.
So
cool.
he did like something about the
Yeah, he's on the
writing
record.
and
He's on the record just like anyone else, playing it, contributing riffs. He's got a couple solos on there that stuff that I've never been able to do. So
great.
it's
So
cool.
you have
Yeah.
some help now.
Yeah, big time.
So and like you said, you all the members of the band, you have different projects. So how is that working?
It works well. I mean, we all just let each other know ahead of time what our schedules are, and it just keeps everyone constantly busy. Like especially with creativity, you get to do another project. You don't get burned out on one because you have so many other ones. As for outlets, musical outlets.
And you never stop touring. It's like
It's nonstop. Yeah,
that's the point.
keeps it fun.
So I guess you continue with Nuclear Blast, right? For the
Yes,
next album.
this record will be on Nuclear Blast.
So
Correct.
how is working with one of the biggest labels in the world?
It's cool. They don't seem like a big label when you deal with them. It still seems like a friendship,
Really?
Because I could call Gerardo on the phone. He's the LA representative, and we're just friends, and they let us do full creative control. We don't have to answer to them for anything as far as like what it looks like, what it sounds like. They trust us with it, so
That's
it's
great.
cool. Yeah.
And now last year you play a lot of festivals in Europe. So
We did all the European festivals last year, like Hellfest and Grass Pop and Download. This year we're doing a festival in the U.S. We can't announce it yet.
okay, but just US, not
Twice in 6 months is that not enough?
Why not?
We were just here. We're back.
I wanted you here again.
Yeah. No, we're gonna keep coming back. Don't worry about that.
Okay. So what's your favorite album from Municipal Waste?
Favorite album?
Yeah, the one you
For me, it was always Hazardous Mutation because that had a lot to prove in that record. We moved up from a small punk rock label to a bigger label that people thought, oh, what are they doing? People want to say, oh, they sell out. It's like, nah, motherfucker, we're ripping just as hard, and we had a lot to prove. And I feel like that was the transition. That's when we got Dave and we got Phil in the band. And that's, we're still with that lineup, and it holds true. We still play a lot of those songs live. I don't know, that's the one that sticks with me the most. But this new record might even top that.
really?
Yeah, I think so. It's fun, yeah.
And you did that split with Toxic Holocaust?
Yeah, and Joel and Toxic, we've talked about that for like 10 years, and we finally did it. We've always been friends. We kind of started at the same time. So there's mutual respect for each other, and we're just buddies, so it's just like.
So maybe you do another one?
Well, you want to keep it fresh, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. So we're thinking about that. It's like we talk about that. You have a lot of bands, like all of you. There is any chance to make any tour, like with Pat and and Iron Regan.
Well, I mean,
Municipal.
it would be a lot of work for us. I mean, we don't want to do double duty, but we've all played shows together. You know, everyone's friends, so yeah, you never know what could happen. I mean, it's kind of nice that everyone gets to go off and do their own project. You know.
Okay, and if you could like choose two bands to tour with, like anyone, what could be like Municipal with two more, like the dream team?
I would. It's always Judas Priest for me, and we got to play.
Scorpions.
We got to play, and you know what? Yeah, you said it. You beat me to it, and that we got to play the same festival with both those bands. So I checked that one off my list. So yeah, throw the Scorps and Priests in there. Why not?
That could be a bit weird.
I don't know if the crowd would understand our speed metal music, but maybe some of the Priest fans. But it'd be fun for me just to go to. Yeah, why not? I like that you answered my second one. You know you know me too
Yeah,
well.
I know you a bit. Yeah. So talking about Donald Trump winning the election, you didn't expect that, right? So
No, I didn't expect it. We've always been anti-Trump, and if you can see, our T-shirt has the.
yeah.
You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, we played the show yesterday. It was the inauguration, so we hung our flags that have him blowing his brains out. Yeah, we're really ashamed as a country, I think, that it's gone so far that someone like that could be a president.
But people vote for him, right? So
Yeah, you know, but the people have to make the difference. You know, we can still make a change. It doesn't matter that it's one guy up there. There's more of us, you know.
yeah, sure, that's true.
So we can keep the resistance together.
Okay.
And we come to Europe when all that happens, too, so we're over here.
Yeah. And so about music business, music life, like the positive and negative things. To you, like something bad, something good.
Well, something bad is, you know, you're away from your family and friends a lot of the time. You know, it's a big sacrifice to be on tour all the time, but then you make friends on tour. So the good is you get to see a lot of people around the world that you become friends with. So I guess it's good and bad. If you get to travel, you miss your friends back home, but you see your friends on the road.
Yeah.
And it's just cool playing music for this many people. The biggest pro is when you get out there and people know the words to your songs and they're rocking it, and that just makes us want to play harder. You know, it keeps us inspired. So it's really the people out there is what make it for us. You know, the crowd, and we always keep the crowd involved.
Great. So, no, just for finishing, what else do you want to do in your life, like before you stop playing music? Before you stop.
I'm glad you asked, because I'm writing a movie script. I've been writing a screenplay
Really?
for a heavy metal horror movie, and I've already been working on it. I've already got some people lined up, and my band Vulture, we're doing the soundtrack for it. So we're writing all the music.
So it's going to work?
Yeah, me and Nick. Yeah, we're Vulture's coming back. We have a surprise guest that I cannot announce yet, who's going to be a part of it. And yeah, we're trying to make a movie. I've always been a fan of horror and heavy metal, and any movie that has horror and heavy metal, Black Roses, Trick or Treat, Shock 'em Dead, Rocktober Blood, check all those movies out. But I want to kind of do an homage to that, and I'm writing a movie. So that's my lifetime goal. If I can do that, because it's a hell of a lot more work than being in a band. I've worked on a couple movies.
During 3 months, one movie.
Hey, it's a lot harder. Playing in a band's easy, man.
Yeah.
Making a movie, that's my dream. So we'll see.
Wow. So anything you want to add? I don't know.
We're happy to be in Germany, and thank you guys so much for sticking with us and wearing the shirt, or making the shirt.
Sure. So thank you.
You're welcome.